This is Deanna.
This is Candace.
And you're listening to
No Fucking Way.
So you made it through your surgery.
I had a baby.
How was that?
You know what I actually want? It was traumatic. You know what I actually want to talk about is I did the placenta encapsulation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. So I found this woman. So I guess there's not a lot of places that will do it without you also using their like doula services.
Oh,
Which I
okay.
wasn't into that. I'm fine with a nurse. I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I was just looking for the one specific thing. I just wanted to do the placenta encapsulation. So I found this one group of women. They referred me to this one woman who would just do this little like package for me. So I signed up for her or I bought her like most basic package. Okay. This woman loves placentas so much.
It's a little alarming.
So she came she's also a doula, but I mean her life is she knows
Does she have a placenta tattoo?
it would not shock me. So she comes to the hospital and she picks it up and it was like I don't know, I was pretty out of it, but like 2 to 4, 3 to 5 days, whatever, she's gonna contact me when it's ready. So she comes to my house on what's today, Friday. She comes to our house like Tuesday. So she gave me the placenta encapsulate, like the pills. It's like a vitamin, whatever, you take 2 or 3 or something a day. It was great. We sat there and talked for a minute, but she had a whole other bag of stuff with her. And I was like, what is that? So she brings out she also sent me like 12 pictures, like every single angle of my placenta, like laid out on this medical table that I guess is her house. And she told me all about it, like in this text, like what every vein is and how this part is so healthy and what this part is. And I just was like, wow, that's crazy. That's amazing. Thanks. Like, what do you say? What do you say? Well, then when she was in front of me and she pulled out this like 12 by 8 framed photo of she had taken my placenta and painted it like purple paint, and then all the veins were like gold, and then all the little like blood veins were like a bluish purple color, and like she intricately painted it and placed it, like stamped it onto a piece of paper and framed it and brought it to my home.
Oh, she actually painted the actual placenta and then made like a little
Stamp out of it.
print.
Yeah. The picture is so large and it's all just white, and then just placenta right in the middle. And
Yeah.
but it was her like I had no clue. The package doesn't say like, oh, it comes with this and this and that. It's like, this is the basic whatever. This is like her fun, creative thing that she gets to do along with it. Her like presenting it to me. You should have seen her face. She was like, and like turned around this frame. I was like,
Was Peter there?
no, he wasn't. I know he went to the store. But I was like, wow, oh my gosh. And Blair's standing there. I'm like holding Hazel and Blair standing there with me, and Blair's just looking at it, and Blair goes, what is that? And I was just like, oh my gosh, wow. And she's grinning at me like so big. And I'm just standing on my front porch. Like I'm all, C-sectioned up. It's so hot and I'm dripping sweat. And I'm looking at this painting. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with this? And then she had a piece of umbilical. And look, if you have your painting of your placenta in your home, that's amazing for you. I'm not against any of it. It just was not what I was expecting.
It was how she was acting about it.
Yes, she was in love with it. And then she had this piece of umbilical cord that she like bent and dried, like dehydrated, and like bent into a heart, and she painted that also and gave that to me in like a separate little package. And then she gave me this a jar, this like little vial dropper jar that had a piece of my placenta in it and vodka. And she said that I have to swirl it every single day and it lasts for 10 years, and that you can take this and put it anywhere on your body, or you can drink it, like put a drop into your whatever you're drinking, and that it cures all of your like everything with your menstrual cycle, like cramps and all the hormones and symptoms and side effects and all that. And then Blair, like I said, was standing out there with me, and she was like, and when she starts her period, she was like, you can give some of it to her too. And the whole time she's just like has this huge like, and then when she starts her period, you can take that and she can rub it on her abdomen and her period. And then she just went off, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've just never heard anything like that in my whole life. That's amazing. I had no idea that existed. And then Peter came home and saw all the shit on the table, and he's like, "What kind of like sorcery? What is going on? And
Yeah, it's some witchcraft.
where's this painting going?" And I was like, "I have
It's
no
so funny because he's also so, like he gets so spooked out over everything.
Yeah, yeah." And he actually pulled, and she has like a very unique look about her also, and he pulled up when she was parked in the driveway, so he couldn't pull in, and he texted me and said, "Who the hell is that?" 'Cause it just looks so weird, probably us standing out there and all these like placenta gifts, and it was something else. I'm gonna send you the picture though. Oh, I don't have a picture of the painting. I have a picture of my actual placenta. I'm gonna send to you.
But her painting the placenta doesn't ruin it, or what's the process of,
I
like
did think about, so did she paint it and then she had to like wash it off and then put it through like a dehydrator or something? She like played with it. She loves placentas. It's so big.
so how long do you have to take these placenta pills? Oh my god, that's so gross.
Isn't it?
Oh, it's disgusting.
Also, you birth that.
Yeah.
Like if you have a vaginal delivery and you have a baby, a few minutes later you also have to push that out. That's the same fucking size as the baby. And no one tells you that. Like I learned
You
that
know
when I
what, though? It looks really cool if you zoom in. Like, if you zoom in on these veins,
You sound just like
it
her.
actually kinda looks cool. Yeah, actually, I wish I was there. I wish I was there to really truly appreciate her art, unlike you.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, yeah. I'll send you a picture of
You know what
it.
I'm gonna do? I'm gonna paint this for you, like a
You know,
painting.
I mean, the painting was a little, it looks a little like child. It doesn't look like this.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks a little okay, it looks a little like
It looks like a handprint that a kindergartner did
yeah, yes.
at school.
Yeah, like it was like watercolor paint. It was a very interesting experience. It was a very interesting week. It's a lot. It's been a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it's over.
Me too. Me too. What did you do this week? I had a baby. What did you do this week?
You know, after that, you know, nothing to report.
Uh,
Actually, the same day you were having your baby, I went and got 2 new tattoos, so
oh yeah. I felt like I was on another planet when I was texting you about those. And when you brought up your like
probably.
yeah, when you brought up the conversation about them a few days ago, I was like, did she even show those tattoos to me? She hasn't even shown me. I had to go back and look in our I was so out of it. Yeah, you did. You haven't posted them, right? Or did you?
No, I was gonna wait until they heal, because yeah, they always look kind of different when they're
Yeah.
new, when they're fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna take a pic when they heal.
I can't believe you did both in one day.
Yeah, it was just I couldn't decide between which one I wanted, and she's like, "We have time to do both if you want to," and I was like, "Okay, sure."
How long were you there?
About 4 hours.
Oh, that's not bad. I wonder which of
Yeah.
us was in more pain.
Well, you got to be
That's
medicated.
true. And let me tell you, the easiest part was the 12 minutes that they're like sawing into you to take your baby out.
Mhm.
It was so relaxing, like completely numb from my boobs down. It was like I was in, like floating in a spa. But then after that it was horrible.
Yeah, when you told me that you felt like you had been at the spa, I was like, "You're better enjoy that now because you're not gonna feel that way
Yeah.
tomorrow." So
Oh yeah. Yeah. And the doctor, she was like, no one has ever said that to me about a major surgery, but I'm glad that you had that experience.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was nice though. For a few minutes, it was very nice because I felt absolutely nothing.
Well, do we have anything else
Probably,
we wanna
but
talk about?
I can't think.
All right, well, I'll get started then. I was gonna do one thing, and then it was kind of like upsetting me, so I had to change topics.
Upsetting you like the topic was upsetting you, or you couldn't find what you needed to find?
The
Like you're
topic.
getting worked up?
Yeah.
Oh. Are you going to do it?
Yeah, I will, but I'm gonna wait because I have to figure out how I'm gonna handle it. But um, yeah, I was getting worked up about it, and also I decided that besides the ones that I'm already following, I'm not doing any more like cases that are in progress
Oh.
where you're like watching the trial and stuff. Like I'm not doing that for. I'm gonna take a break for a while because I actually feel like I don't know what's going on with my camera. I hope that doesn't give you a seizure, but
Me
I
too.
actually feel I I feel like I need a detox from social media
Mm.
and just everything involved with that.
Since I was in the hospital, I have not scrolled on social media. I've looked at people, I've gone through stories and I've opened like obviously messages from like you and my sister and like a few select
Hmm.
people. I've not scrolled at all. And now, have you ever taken a break and then like the more days that go by, the more you don't want to like open up everything and like dive in? That's kind of where I am right now. And it's so nice. And a few days ago, I joined this group on Facebook that's just people asking advice on like it's like a moody home decor group, and so people will just like post a picture of their kitchen or a bedroom or bathroom or something, and they're like, what would you do in this bathroom, or how do you, and it's all this like kind of gothic-y interior
Hmm.
stuff. And since I joined that group, every single time it's so active and there's so many people in it that every single time I pull up Facebook, that's all I see. So I'll just like I'll just like dive into that page and then I get off. I've not seen anything. I don't know shit that's going on with anything, and it feels so nice.
Yeah, that's where I want to be. But I feel like I'm so addicted to my phone and because of social media that
Yeah.
I don't feel like I don't know. I just feel like I can't get to that spot. Like I need a couple days.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when I go do things at work or whatever and that's requiring my attention, I won't be on social media really like all day long. And I'll
Yeah.
feel good about it, you know? And
Yeah.
then somehow I still get sucked back in. So, I don't know.
And you're just on Instagram and Twitter, right?
And Reddit.
Oh, I don't really count Reddit though. But you do.
Yeah, I do.
You're on Reddit as much as Instagram?
Yeah.
I don't know why that doesn't feel that that's like I don't, it's just more like conversation and like I don't know. I just don't feel like you're seeing a bunch of just bullshit when I'm on Reddit, you know? As I do when I'm on Instagram. Like I get more worked up seeing shit on Instagram than I do on Reddit.
Yeah. But I still feel like it's one of those time waster things.
Yeah. Do you have games on your phone? Do you not have any games on your phone?
I don't.
You don't have a single game on your phone? Why?
I don't know what to play.
What? Deanna, if you just want to be on your phone, put some games on your phone. Have you been
The
doing
only thing
Wordle or
yeah,
Connection?
but I do Wordle. I do Wordle and connections every day.
There's like
I do that while I'm on the treadmill for warming up.
there's like a trillion do you like word games? If you just want to be on your phone, maybe just open
Hmm.
your phone and like pull up something like that.
But I don't want
Candy
to be on
Crush?
my phone. Like I want to like do more with
Oh.
my life, you
Well,
know?
I'm saying like baby steps. Like don't throw your phone off a cliff, but like if you just want to be off
Yeah.
social media, just open your phone and do something else, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of considered that.
I can't believe you don't have games on your phone.
No.
That's so
I
weird.
used to play Candy Crush back in the day.
Ugh, that's so fun. I still play it. And then I have
And then
like
it got too hard.
it is hard. I like word games though. I have like 4 word games.
I do like word games. I like, you know, Wordle and connections.
Download Wordscapes. It's so fun. Thank me
What
later.
is it like?
So it looks like a crossword puzzle, but at the bottom you have like one word, and that word makes like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different words, and you have to just fill in all the words that one word makes.
Oh, okay.
It gets harder and harder like every level. It's so fun.
Okay, so today I'm going to. Okay, well, actually, I'm going to explain a little bit how I got here. I was looking at this story about this person that got leg lengthening surgery. And I know that there's people that do leg lengthening surgery for like cosmetic reasons, like short kings who want to be tall kings. So
Have we
they,
talked about this before?
I don't think so. But obviously there's another set of people who benefit from leg lengthening surgery, not just short kings. And that
Mm.
is something we've talked about a few times on the podcast before, but we've never really dived deep into dwarfism. So today we're going to talk about dwarves, aka little people. I know there's, different words for this.
Is this a
People,
topic? You're talking about
yeah.
legging thing. You're gonna talk
Well,
about
I'm going to talk about dwarfism because I learned so much about dwarfism in this process. And I'm going to tell this woman's story about her leg lengthening
Oh,
procedures.
okay. Okay.
It's actually a happy story. This is a success.
Oh, good. Good. The world needs you.
So, obviously, everyone knows. Well, I think most people know, but I'll go through the basics of it. So, um, dwarfism is a medical condition that results in an adult height of below 4'10". So you have to be at least
What are
four
you?
nine. I'm 5'2".
Oh.
But you know what? As a side story today, my own dwarf situation was I went to Target today to get cat food, and the cat food I needed was on the top shelf, all the way at the back, and I couldn't reach it because also I have short arms. So I walked over to the broom aisle and
No.
got a broom and used the pole to drag it forward so I could reach it.
Have you ever climbed the shelves before? Just like 1 or 2 steps. I've had to do that.
I only get on the bottom one. I'm too scared to like go any higher.
Well, I'll do the second, just like a lift really fast to get up there, and then I wouldn't like stand
Yeah.
on it. I get scared.
Yeah.
Where are people to help you with stuff like that?
I know. I looked around and I
It would
did see
take.
this guy, but I was like, honestly, he was kind of short, and so I was like, I don't know if he can reach it either, and I don't want
You
to
guys
hurt his
got to
ego.
stack
So,
up.
yeah, let me
Could you?
get on your
Could I stand
shoulders.
on your back?
Yeah, yeah, get on all fours, like do like a pyramid. But anyway, I thought about that while I was at Target because I was like, yeah, this is, I understand the struggle. So, but anyway, so there's actually over 200 different types of dwarfism. And I didn't know that. I thought, how many could there be? Why are there so many?
I only know that because of Little People Big World. I used to watch it, and they would go to these conventions.
Interesting.
That's all I know.
I wonder if I could pass, like if I could go to a convention or not. Probably not.
Haven't I told you that I feel like Kelly Clarkson looks like she has dwarfism now since she got her bangs cut? Did I send that to you?
Yes.
I'm gonna make a poll about
She
that
does
one.
look like that. And I actually, that's like a side topic that I looked up, by the way, because anyway, we'll get to it. Okay. So, there's proportionate dwarfism, which is like those, like that little lady that you saw at the circus.
Yeah.
They're ones that are like super tiny, but they look like they're not. Everything's proportional. They're a proportional dwarfism.
Yeah.
That's like one of the less common ones. Although there are, it's obviously there's some out there with it. And then there's disproportionate dwarfism, which is what you would typically think of with dwarfism, which is the achondroplasia.
Mm-hmm.
That's the more common one.
That's with like they all have like the similar features, facial features, right?
Yeah. They have got like kind of like the short nose,
Mm-hmm.
like a bigger forehead, and they have their torso is like, I don't want to say normal size, but average size
Mm-hmm.
adult torso, but their arms and legs are just shorter.
Okay, right.
So along with actually achondroplasia, there's also hypochondroplasia, which is like still dwarfism, but it's like a lesser severe form. Like they're still dwarfs technically. Sometimes they're like too tall to be considered a dwarf, but they have that like achondroplasia look to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's caused by a genetic mutation, which is the FGFR3 gene, and the height ranges typically from 4 feet to 4'10". They also have other health issues associated with their condition: spinal stenosis, sleep apnea, recurrent ear infections, and hydrocephalus. And I was also watching this documentary, and this guy said that like babies with achondroplasia are 50 times more likely to have SIDS in the first, I think he said the first 3 years.
Oh,
It might have been
why?
the first 5 years. I think it's because of like their facial structure. I think it's harder for them to breathe. Like they get sleep apnea more. So I just wonder if it's something to do with like their breathing.
Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to make this comparison but like that happens with pugs and like French, like bulldogs and stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like the same. I don't know if that's really why, but that kind of makes sense to me. That their breathing is impaired by their
Yeah.
facial structure,
Facial
basically.
structure. Yeah.
So there's approximately 1 in 25,000 births result in achondroplasia, and overall, any out of any kind of dwarfism, it's 1 in 15,000 to 1 in 40,000 births. But that's just an estimate. It's so hard for me to like put that in context for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, there's going to be challenges with dwarfism, like reaching objects, being able to drive. Like they have to get special cars made, step stools. A lot of them will have like a grabber. Dealing with public stairs and comments. And I was watching this other documentary about these people who are living as little people, and they were like, I don't take public transportation because people like stare at me, and I was just like, are we still living in that world? Like I just wouldn't
Oh,
even,
no.
it doesn't occur to me that
There's way more out there to look at these days than what do you?
exactly.
Oh my God. Staring at
Exactly.
yeah.
But there are some emerging treatments for dwarfism, and one of them is called vosoritide. It just got FDA approved in 2021 for children 5 years and older. No, it has to be 5 years and younger because um, basically what this is it's an injection that they have to take every day for their whole life.
That does what?
Well, not their whole life, but up until they're considered an adult. So I think until they're done growing, which I think happens at 20. And it helps to stimulate their bone growth. It does something to that gene mutation to where it, like, I guess fixes it or something, and it allows their bones to grow at a more normal rate. They might still be like a shorter person, but they're not going to be in that category of being a dwarf.
Oh.
But it's so new that there's not even anyone to compare it to right now to say like this person was born like a
Yeah.
little person and like now they're 5'4" or whatever.
What, you start it from like the day you're born?
It does start as from the time you're a baby, but
Oh.
in the US it's only approved for children of 5 years and older. So
Okay.
but the documentary I was watching was in Australia and they're doing it to babies.
Oh.
This lady, her son is a part of like the trial there, and they started him as a baby, and he was actually, since he's part of the trial, for the first year they don't know if he was receiving the placebo or if he was receiving the
Oh
actual injection.
God.
But because they were participating in the study for the first year, they took all these measurements and stuff of him,
Mhm.
of course, to like measure his progress. And then after the 1 year mark, then he started to get the actual injection. So they have to inject their baby every single day with this shot to try to help him grow. But it's so
Oh.
new that they don't know the long-term effects of this. I think it's so scary. I totally understand as a parent like wanting to try to provide your child like the best life possible. But can you imagine making a decision like that to give your baby a Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You did
You're
freeze. You did freeze for a minute though.
okay. But can you imagine how difficult that would be to like give your baby a drug that like hasn't been like you're part of a clinical
Like
trial. Like
what?
this isn't something that has like been studied. I mean, it has been
Right.
studied to a degree at that point. It's supposedly safe to give to humans, but they do drug trials all the time with humans and it doesn't work out well. I can't imagine doing that to a baby. But at the same time, I'm not shaming her. Like I understand that you want to try to give him like the best life possible. Could you imagine like giving Blair or Hazel like a trial medicine? Like I don't know, it would
I'm
just be so scary, I
Well,
think.
because I'm also assuming that the parents have dwarfism.
No.
Not all of them.
No.
I could see, I guess I could see parents who are not dwarfs doing it. Maybe
Yeah.
because to
That's
them
the
in
case
their
here.
minds they're like,
She's
this is a better life for them. But like,
yeah.
if we're two dwarfs and our baby has dwarfism, we're clearly fine. So
And it
like,
is controversial
she's
because of
doing
that
fine.
reason. Like people with dwarfism are like
You
this
can't
isn't a
live a normal.
problem to fix. Like
Right.
there's nothing wrong with us and you're
Right.
trying to wipe us off the face of the planet, like they're like really upset about it, but like I see
Mm.
both sides. Like I get that you're proud of your accomplishments as a person, like having this disorder, and you don't want that like minimized in any way. But at the same time, there's also people who like want to live a more average person size type of life.
Well, and also like you said, it's so new that you can't even be right about what you're not even sure about what you're doing. So if this was like just like a known thing and it's been around for 100 years that if you have a baby with dwarfism, you can give them this treatment and then they'll grow like an average size and then whatever. Like if that's the way it is, like bottom line, that's what happens, that's how it works, then okay, then it would just be your way of life versus someone else. But to be doing it and you actually have no idea what it's going to do or if it works or not, or I that seems a little, I wouldn't do that. I would just have a
Well,
door.
they have an idea that it works enough because they've done trials with like animals, like
Animals with
mice and
dwarfism?
stuff. Yeah, animals have dwarfism. There's actually a
What?
cat. Actually multiple cats on Instagram, yeah, that have dwarfism.
Are they so cute?
Adorable.
What did you find? A cat
Yeah.
with dwarfism?
Mhm. He's
Oh
so
my,
cute. He looks
oh
like a
my
kitten.
god.
And it's so sad because he just passed away the other day.
Did you know that existed before you were doing this?
Mhm.
That animals have dwarfism?
Yeah.
I know what I'm looking up tonight when I get into bed.
Yeah, up until I saw him, I didn't know that any animal could have dwarfism, but then I found out like obviously that cats can, and then in my research doing this, it seems like almost any animal can have dwarfism because it was talking about like chickens and pigs and
Oh my
dogs.
god. Chicken.
Dogs like corgis, like wiener dogs, all those, like those are like also kind of like purposely bred, but that's like kind of like
True.
a version of dwarfism, but it's
Yeah.
purposely bred into them.
Yeah.
But then there's also animals that aren't meant to be bred that way that do have this mutation basically. But the second type of, I guess, treatment, if you want to call it that, for dwarfism would be limb lengthening surgery. So it can add, well, typically it would add 3 to 6 inches, but our person today, she got like 14 inches added to her height.
Oh my god.
But um,
It's a whole nother person.
yeah, so some of the men I've noticed that are getting this surgery, that they'll be like 5'5" and they'll go to 5'7", and I'm like, or they'll go to from 5'7" to 5'9", and I'm like, you did
A
all
lot.
this, you paid $85,000 for 2 inches, just
Have we
get some shoes.
get some inserts?
Yeah, get
Have we
get
not
some.
talked about someone that got leg lengthening surgery before?
I don't think so.
I swear to God we have. Not as like a story, a topic, but like just something that like you found or something like that. That was like
I don't think so.
I swear to God, I'm gonna go back and
But
listen
what
to
they do is it sounds so insane. They go in, they cut your bone. So it occurs both in the upper portion and the lower portion. Um, but some people only get one or the other. I guess maybe that's why the short kings are too broke to get both parts of their leg, so they just got to pick one. But anyway, so they'll do it to both the long bone and the short bone of your leg, and they cut it. Then they like place a rod down the center of your bone, and they attach these screws. Then this device happens, like it goes around the outside of your leg, and basically you turn these screws every single day for months to slowly lengthen your leg.
So you
It
can
sounds excruciating.
yeah. But also you can only have this done if you if you have the type of dwarfism where you have the average size torso, right?
Right, yeah. Like you wouldn't be the primordial dwarf, which is the proportional one. It wouldn't make sense to do that, because then you would kind of look kind of weird because you would
But at
have
the same
longer arms and legs. It'd
yeah,
be
but
kind
at
of like a
this
Slender Man situation.
yeah, but at the same time, if you want to pay for the surgery and get it, like they're not
Yeah.
going to say
And I
because
mean, people can do it for cosmetic reasons. So if you found a doctor to do it, like you technically could.
Hmm.
But yeah, so our girl today, her name is Chandler Cruz. So she was born with achondroplasia, and her adult height was 3 foot 10 inches.
Oh my gosh.
And she really didn't want to live like that. So at age 16, she decided to undergo limb lengthening surgery to improve her quality of life and independence. She had multiple procedures. So she had the initial leg lengthening surgery at 16. And then she had an arm lengthening surgery that increased her arm length by 4 inches. Then she did another leg lengthening surgery and she gained over 14 inches in height. So her height is now 4 foot 11.
And she was 3'10" or
Yeah.
what'd you say? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 3 foot 10. So the pictures, like when you look at her from but before the surgery to now,
Uh-huh.
it's crazy.
How long do you have to wear the things for? Like the turning brace thing, like the whole contraption. How long do you have to wear that for? Does it just depend on each person?
I think it kind of depends on maybe how much you can take, basically like how much you can grow it. But it's the typical treatment time is 12 to 18 months.
That sounds like some kind of contraption that you would see in Saw. Like
I
in one of the
know.
Saw movies, like you just have to keep turning and stretching out your legs unless you. Oh.
But she also had, so the first surgery that she had, it was a leg lengthening surgery, but it was also like, you know how some of the dwarfs, they'll have like bowed legs.
Oh yeah.
Some of it is just correcting it to be like straighter. So
Mhm.
that could give you a couple inches. And then you can have the other leg lengthening procedure where it's like stretching your leg apart,
Oh
basically.
my
And then
gosh.
that can add some additional inches.
Oof.
Um, but yeah, so she actually started something called the Chandler Project, which is a nonprofit organization that helps provide information on medical advances and supports people who, are considering limb lengthening surgery. There's obviously a lot of complications though with leg lengthening surgery. So there's like infection, joint dislocation, instability. One of the people that I watched the documentary on that had leg lengthening surgery, because you have those pins like in your bones, the cold will affect you more. So it'll actually
Mm.
give you joint pain because of the cold.
Well, and you're
Nerve
also
damage.
you're stretching like yeah, your nerves and your joints and your muscles and your all
Hmm.
your ligaments, like you're stretching everything.
That's why it has to like happen kind of slowly because you don't want to just like
There's
stretch
no
everything apart.
there's no way that doesn't hurt 24/7.
Yeah, it seems like it would
There's
be
no way.
extremely. Also, like I guess the idea is that like the bone forms there when
Mhm.
you're done when it's done, and it can fail. I guess. There's also the possibility that the bone could refracture after the device is removed.
Yeah, I wonder if your bones are like more like I don't know, like frail after. How do you stretch a bone?
I don't know.
I'm gonna
I don't think that you'd really stretch the bone, but they like break it and then they pull it apart, and
and
then the
then the
bone kind of
rod
like regrows. Yeah, with the rod.
like around the rod.
Hmm.
I'm gonna need to see.
Yeah, there's a video I'll send you.
Oh, is it
It
like a
shows it.
time lapse thing or it's like a
Well, it's like the one I was looking at was like a kind of like a rendering. I
Oh,
couldn't
okay.
find much
That's
as far as real. I mean, I found some real video, but you know how like it's like anything that you would watch on
yeah,
TV,
yeah,
like
yeah.
they don't show
Anything
everything,
you know,
unfortunately.
shouting anything good?
hang
That
on.
is, it just does not seem worth it to have a couple extra inches unless you're gonna be in the fucking NBA or something and like be a millionaire. What are you doing? 5'7" to 5'9"? For who?
But and it's such a low success rate. There's only 40% of the surgeries are completely successful in reaching the lengthening goal without major complications.
That just it doesn't make any sense
It's
to me.
not enough.
If you're
I
paying
mean,
for
I get
that,
it if you're a little person and you want to do this, because to
sure,
me the risk could be the different. It could be the difference between you having to drive a specialized car and not. You know, it could be the
sure,
difference between you being able to do things by yourself and live by yourself or not.
sure.
But for just a guy it's like 5'5", just be funny. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, you can, yeah.
be funny, get really fit. Like
Right.
95% of the guys at my gym
Yeah.
are short kings.
Don't shave your head. There's a lot you
Yeah,
can do to be I
there's a
mean,
lot.
I have never not once ever when I was like dating or thinking about like what type of guy I liked, I never was one of those girls that was like, well, he has to be like 6 foot. He has to be tall. I don't think I've ever said that. I've
No.
just never I've never looked at a guy that's like five, like around my height and like judged him in a way that judged him at all. I have never thought about height at all before. Like I don't care at all. It doesn't bother me at all. Not ever.
Well, if they're my height, it is a little kind of like, what are you doing down here? But you know,
What are you doing down here? I just never thought about it. I've definitely like dated and kissed guys that were like my height or shorter than me. Not
mhm.
short, but not. But some girls are like dead fucking serious about it, like cringe, disgusted at the fact of dating someone their height.
Has to be 6 foot.
And it'll be the first thing they say too. Like, what are you looking for in a guy? Well, he has to be 6'5". Really?
Yeah,
And that's what comes first? Really? You're 35 and single.
yeah, I know.
Like let's let's there are other things on that list that are way more important. Who gives a shit? I've just never looked at it like that. I just said a few episodes ago I would fuck Wee Man.
Oh,
Remember? You clearly remember.
which, by the way, I did look it up,
What?
and they do apparently have average sized penises. If you're the achondroplasia dwarf,
Oh,
so Wee Man, he's probably packing the same amount of heat as anybody
yeah.
else,
Yeah. I've never thought about
which
that
is
before
good.
either. I've never thought about that before either, actually.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
There was something else earlier I said we were going to get into, and then I don't remember. I might have been. Oh, I remember. This is an offensive question, but like we were
For
talking
me
earlier
or in
about,
general?
well, in general, not for you. We were talking earlier about Kelly Clarkson looking
Oh,
a little dwarfy,
okay.
right? And I have
Yeah.
thought this before, that there are people who like, they just look like they're a dwarf, but they're not. Like, and I'm always wondering, why do they look like that? So I actually asked uh, AI, because this isn't a
Oh.
question you can ask Google. You know, Google would be like,
Yeah, yeah.
probably report me or something. But there's a couple different things. So there's 3M syndrome, which is a rare genetic disorder that causes it does have they do are usually short, but they're not like dwarf type short, but they do have facial features similar to those seen in some types of dwarfism, like the prominent forehead, triangular face, and depressed nasal bridge.
Okay. Is there someone besides Kelly Clarkson that you look at and think of?
Not
Think of
a
it?
famous person.
So I only started to think that about her when she got bangs. And she looks like the mom from Little People, Big World. But I never thought that before at all. Until now. Until
Well,
something about her bone structure now that she's like a 00 and has bangs, she looks so completely different. And if you didn't know that was Kelly Clarkson, if she wasn't a famous person and someone just showed me a picture of her head, I'd be like, yes, that is someone with achondroplasia for sure. And then it's not.
there's not another famous person that I can think of right now, but
You've just seen people in the public before, and you're
yeah,
like, why do you look like that?
I've I've just wondered, is dwarfism a spectrum? Is kind of what I
Well, there's
wondered.
200 different types.
There are different types, and that is actually another factor because you can be the hypochondroplasia where you are over 4'10", but
Mm-hmm.
you have shorter arms and legs.
Like
So
you.
there are actually some things, and so I was glad that you know that I cleared that up for myself, and that I'm not. It's true. There are some people who look like they could be an achondroplasic dwarf,
Yeah, like you.
not like me. I might have a prominent forehead, but I don't have a depressed nasal bridge. Thank you
you
very
you
much.
don't.
It's actually probably one thing I don't have to complain about myself is my nose.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good nose.
It's the only thing. Okay, I actually found a person and I've talked about him on the podcast before. I did a story about him. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to share it with you right now. Chris Benoit.
Well, I don't remember what he looks like. Is it the wrestler guy?
Yeah, I'm going to show you.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you pull him up?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So
See, that's
if you just saw that face
if you just saw his face, you'd be like, "Oh my god, he's a dwarf," but he's not.
and someone's like match the rest of the body to this guy, it would not be that body.
Exactly.
It would be that
Yeah,
body, but
he's one of
like
those.
yeah. It really is the forehead and that kind of like that like thick brow bridge.
Mhm.
A lot of people have that are like average height. That's just an unfortunate face. This guy.
Yeah, it is.
It's like his forehead is like a boulder sitting on all of his features and they're just pushing them all down.
And then some people, and this is off topic now, but some people have such a prominent eyebrow ridge that they look prehistoric.
Yeah.
They look like they came alive.
Caveman.
Encino Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a not great thing to have either. That big brow, that big speed
I would get
bump.
that shaved down if I were them.
Yeah, it's just like a big speed bump. All right. Well, now that we've offended multiple types of people.
I know. I knew it was a risk of this topic, but I feel like I did like a
Whoopsie.
good job. Like I remained respectful.
Yeah, for sure. And if
I made a couple jokes. If you can't laugh
listen,
at
at
things,
this point I think everyone's gone who was going to stop listening. But now we've got all the
that's
goodies
true.
left who know us well enough to know that. Okay, so this week for okay, I made myself laugh earlier too because so Deanna came or so I don't know. I'm sure you saw this idea somewhere or came up with it or whatever, but
Oh,
it's
I
kind of
came
like
up with it out of my own little head,
oh.
out of my own
So
little dwarf forehead, and that's what it came out of.
so I was so I was like, oh, it's kind of like a Price is Right game, and I was like, what are we gonna call it? That Price is Right, and I was like, the Price is frightening. Price is frightening. Okay, I have 6. How many do you have?
I also have 6.
Okay, do you want to just you do one and I'll do one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what inspired this game. This is called the brand is Augustinus Bader. It's cellular renewal body cream. So it's a lotion.
Okay.
It's 6.7 ounces of product. How much do you think it is?
It's what kind of body cream? Can I get the main ingredient?
Cellular renewal.
Cellular renewal. Is it $350?
No, not even close.
Oh, lower or higher?
Lower.
Oh, is it $75?
No, too low.
$200?
$177.
For 6 ounces of cream?
Yeah. Can you imagine paying that much? I mean, this is
I
probably like
mean, does it work? Cellular renewal, I don't even know what that means. What does it do?
it's like what they call it when something maybe it's kind of like I don't know. I don't think it has a retinol in it, but you know how they say it turns over your cells, like it helps renew the cells. I guess
From the
that's what
outside?
it is. Yeah.
I don't believe that.
All right, what's
Okay,
yours?
this is a Joe Malone candle, English pear
Mm.
and freesia. Just right
Mm-hmm.
pears and bright white freesias mellow the mood with the autumnal scent of a ripening orchard. Crafted in the British countryside in a signature glass design. Burn time is approximately 220 hours, and the lid is included.
Oh,
Yeah, you get a lid with this candle. How much do you think it is?
$249.
Higher.
$579.
$540.
Oh my god.
It is 74 ounces, though. I just read that. I should have said that to you. It's 74 ounces.
Okay, that it doesn't matter. I don't care
That
how many ounces it is.
okay,
It's
that's also true. I really like candles. But that's a fat ass candle. $540
what's your limit?
on candles.
Like how much would you what's the most you'd spend on a candle?
Oh, like $15. I go to
What's the
Marshall's
limit you'd spend on lotion?
like $10.
Yeah,
Well, like
same.
like a retinol face cream, something for face is different.
I would
I
do like a
probably
20. I would do 20 or 30 maybe
if I
for
saw
a face.
if I saw some results, my cap would be like, yeah, I don't
Because
know,
you
like
use so little of it. Like it lasts
I
you a long
know
time.
my cap would be like probably 40, but I'd have to see something.
Yeah, but a body lotion,
Lotion?
ten
Oh yeah,
dollars.
a Vino. I've worn a Vino for like 20 years. I've never bought anything else since I worked at Victoria's Secret.
My next one is the Alexia meditation seat. It's like
Okay.
a pillow kind of thing that you sit on to meditate.
Okay. Just like a cushion?
Mm-hmm.
Is it $400?
Very close.
How much is it?
$369.
Why?
I don't know.
Is it like animal fur?
No, I was looking for a dupe on Temu, and I couldn't find one.
Oh my god. It's just like a pillow
Yeah.
to sit on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is ultra premium extra virgin olive oil. The most it's the highest award-winning ultra premium oil, masterfully crafted from hand-picked olives of Greece's oldest centenarian olive trees, handled with the utmost care and respect for the ingredient. These olives are pressed to yield an ultra low acidity liquid, which is then personally bottled and labeled by hand.
How much of this oil am I getting?
It looks about like 32 ounces, I would say. Olive oil.
Sounds pretty premium. I'm gonna go with 350.
Try $13,000. $13,045 actually.
No way.
Yes, way. I love olive oil, but I think my cap on olive oil is like $20.
Okay, this is the Feet Up Original Yoga Headstand Bench.
Okay.
It's vegan. It's basically like a little thing that supports your shoulders so that you can go into a handstand without, or headstand without having to like use your forearms
Oh,
or anything.
okay. It doesn't sound that amazing. It's vegan.
It is vegan for
Okay.
some reason.
$45.
You would think, but it is $199.
To be able to do a handstand without using your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. The
And you
same
know what
types of
sucks is
the same types of
this.
people are buying all these items.
Besides the lotion, these are things that I've wanted, and I'm like, why is it so expensive?
Oh, you want that?
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Does it hurt your wrist that bad to do a handstand?
Uh, well, I don't know. I can't do a handstand, so.
Oh my god. Okay. This fashion forward, unique, outdoor, superior quality, delicate design, exquisite packaging is a bracelet with a twist bangle cuff charm clasp for your loved ones.
$8,000.
This is the cheapest item on Amazon for 1 penny.
Oh,
It is fugly.
that's a Shein price right there.
I hated earlier. I was looking up like what are some of the cheapest items? Like what is the most inexpensive item in the world? And every single thing I was looking up kept saying a penny. But like you don't pay for I'm not buying a penny. Like
Yeah.
I want an item, I want a thing. It kept saying the least expensive thing is a penny. That's so stupid.
Okay. This is my. Actually, no, I'm not gonna give you any hints. One skein of yarn bee yarn.
Skein. What how much is that? What is that?
It's like this big.
Oh, okay.
They're usually about 200 or 300 yards worth of yarn.
This is just a thing of yarn,
Yep.
but it's the brand.
Mm-hmm. Yarn bee yarn.
$750.
Oh
Oh, what is it?
no, it's $4.99. $4 and
Oh.
99 cents.
Uh,
That was my hint. It was like, this is my cheap one.
oh, did you say that?
No, I was started to, and I said I'm not going to give you any hints.
Oh, when you said oh, I thought I was like right on
No.
it. Okay, this is called a teapot, and this is a gator teapot. In Chinese culture, a teapot is normally a small figurine made from yixing clay, which is a rare clay only in the Yixing region of China. Teapots are your tea time companion. They sit on your tea tray or table. This is exactly what it sounds like. This is a little figurine that you
It's like a little
set
clay figurine.
next to your cup of tea when you are having tea, and I want one. How much do you think he is? I'm going to send you his picture because it's so cute.
I mean, it's rare clay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a little figurine. I don't know. $200.
$19.90. $19.90. I'm getting
Oh,
one.
cute.
It is cute.
Aw. Are you gonna
What?
get a gator?
I mean, I guess I have to. What is the point of that, though? How cute is that?
That is cute.
And separately, for like $10, you can buy a little crown that goes on its head. What are they doing over there in China? That's the cutest thing I've ever seen. A tea companion, a tea pet. Please.
All right, my next one is my dream motorcycle. It's a Ducati Monster.
Your dream motorcycle. Is it $15,000?
Close.
Less or more?
A little less.
Is it just $12,000?
Very close. $12,995.
Oh wow!
I bet if I probably could add some like mods to it and I'd get it up to that 15,000 mark.
Are you ever gonna get that?
Probably not, but maybe.
When your hair's grown out really long and you could braid it
Yeah.
all the way down your back. Okay.
Probably by the time my hair gets long again, maybe I could afford something like that.
Oh yeah. This is a magic jar of dirt. And there's only one available, and it's shipping to you from California within the next week if you want it.
Is this on Etsy?
Yes.
What does it do?
It is there is no item details.
Is it like Cassidy's spell jar?
Says says materials, dirt, jar, magic. And this is a rare find. This item is hard to come by. That's from Etsy's little stamp of approval. Magic jar of dirt.
$75.
$10,000.
Oh.
What is this?
Somebody bored that made an Etsy listing. They're gonna be so shocked if somebody buys it. They're like, "Oh my god, I threw that jar of dirt away. Now I'm gonna have to fucking
go get some more dirt.
Find it." All right, my last one is the iPad Pro, specifically with some. I chose a specific size and the special screen and stuff that I would want.
Any idea how much an iPad is? I have no clue how much an iPad is.
And this list is also becoming Cody's shopping list for my birthday.
Is it $800?
No.
Less?
He wishes. Cody wishes it was $800.
It's more?
Yeah.
Is it $2,000?
Yeah.
It's $2,000?
$1,999.
Deanna, who do you think you are?
Well, I don't have it. The iPad I bought, I got on back market.
My goodness.
7 years ago. And it was like refurbished and all this stuff. I got it for like, I don't know, maybe $300 or $400. And it's not a Pro.
I'm just not like, I don't know electronics at all, but even a $400, that sounds insane. I remember when Peter got me a Kindle. This is when we first started dating. He didn't know that I didn't read, but when I found out that it was like $100, I thought he was insane. I felt like I had to use it because electronics, I just don't understand. Like, there's so much money. That's also why I don't have a computer that works, and I have to use Peter's every time because I refuse to I just don't think it's worth it. But I know that it is worth it. But
Yeah.
I just can't. I'd rather buy a face cream. Okay, I thought this was really funny when I first saw it, but now that we've gone through all the other ones, this is really stupid, but I'm still gonna do it. So this is a green glow-in-the-dark rubber Shrek that you his limbs are cut off for some reason, and you shove him onto the tip of your toothpaste tube, and when you squeeze the toothpaste, it comes out of his butt. And it glows.
I was a little worried about when you said you shove him onto the tip of something, and I was like concerned about where this was going. But
I think it has all 5-star ratings. This little guy, low
I
and
think
stuff.
that's like $3.99.
It's $7.50.
Oh, well, maybe with coupon code.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna go buy a tea. I'm gonna go buy a tea pet.
Yep, I'm gonna go buy an iPad on Cody's credit card.
Okay, bye.
Bye.